Chaplin.
Down every road we come, through driving snow we come, all running on empty, but still dying to make it home. In spite of everything, to simple truths we cling, to follow the guiding star of love in our hearts and homes. So come on, all you faithful friends, glory to the bitter end. We're coming up to midnight, sing ah, hallelujah. Yeah, come on, all you faithful, believe. Let's sing it out for Christmas Eve, 'cause it's coming up to midnight, sing ah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Step and shake off the snow, safe in the fire glow. Raise up our voices, send them echoing on and on. You come on, all you faithful friends, glory to the bitter end. We're coming up to midnight, sing ah, hallelujah. You come on, all you faithful, believe. Let's sing it out for Christmas Eve, 'cause it's coming up to midnight, sing ah, 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 down every road we come, through driving snow.
Beautiful. Tom Chaplin, thank you so much to the choir and the orchestra. Come on over, Tom. Beautiful.